the Sonic Adventure games, considered some of the best in the franchise. Now, one of the debates that comes up with this game is, which is better, Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2? I'm here to answer this question, well, as best as I can, and I'm just noticing my throat sounding kind of weird. But yeah, let's get into the video. We're gonna start off with Adventure 1. Now, I may have a bias towards this game because it's probably my favorite in the franchise. Now, the reason why is mainly because the gameplay is great on the speed levels. Tails' gameplay's, yeah, it's alright. Knuckles' is a lot better than SA2 in my opinion, since the radar is better. And Amy's is, while slow, is pretty good, like with the puzzles and stuff. And Big's, okay, you guys are gonna want to kill me, but when you get the hang of the fishing, the big levels are not that bad. Okay, oh no, they're already outside. Oh, not today you won't. Okay, now I can continue with the video. So, we're gonna start off with the story of SA1 because we aren't only doing gameplay. So, it follows, let me look at my script here. Yeah. Oh, I don't have a script, I forgot. Well, it follows Sonic, and he meets Chaos, Eggman, and Chaos. Well, Eggman unleashed Chaos, and they try to take over the world. Chaos turns against Eggman, turns into Perfect Chaos, and Super Sonic destroys him. That isn't as much as SA2 when it comes to story, but I feel like SA1 was more just Sonic in 3D than like an actual like story game. It's hard to explain, but I'm not sure if you get what I mean here. Yeah, but anyways, let's talk a little more about the gameplay. So, we're mainly going to be doing Sonic here, by the way. It's probably the best in the franchise. Now, the reason why I say this is SA2's, let's face it, there aren't too many Sonic and Shadow levels as people let on. But with SA1, like, you have so much variety with the Sonic levels, like Speed Highway and Emerald Coast feel like completely different, but in a good way. And yeah, it's just really good. Now we're going to be talking about Tails' gameplay. So, his is just, I think most of them, if not all, are chasing after Sonic, well not chasing, competing in a race, and if you win, which you will because Tails' fly mechanic is broken, I swear, you complete the level. And the last stage, I believe, has to do with you doing the same idea but with Eggman. Now, that is really cool, and the final boss especially is really cool, but the gameplay itself can get a bit repetitive, but it's only a few stages, so I didn't really find that happening to myself. Now, let's get over to Knuckles. Knuckles' levels in SA1 are a lot shorter than his levels in SA2. And also, the radar system's better because how it worked with SA2 is you just, if, like, they have a set emerald, or I mean piece of the Master Emerald, and you could only find that one, but with SA2, the radar picks up all of them, so it's in SA, did I say that right? I'll restart. In SA1, there is, the radar system is a lot better because it has, like, you know, it can pick up the three at the same time. So, that's pretty cool. Sorry if I'm stuttering quite a lot. I don't have a script with me today. I'll do that next time I upload a video, but now let's do Amy. Amy's levels are not like any of the others because you use your hammer for combat and it's a lot slower overall. In some of them there are puzzles, and the main idea of her story is trying to free this bird to come back with its friends, I'll just say. Turns out one of them's in Gamma. Did I even mention Gamma? Yeah. it's not too much with Amy. The story's decent in that one, but now let's get on to Gamma. Gamma's levels are fine, but my one complaint is how it has a timer. I've never liked timers in Sonic games, so like I guess that'll make him knock down a bit, but his like overall the way you pick up stuff with the gun's so much better than SA2's. And yeah, that's all I can say about Gamma besides from his story, which I guess we'll get into now. Gamma's story is there's a bird inside him. He frees the bird at the end. This is very brief stories. I don't feel like saying the whole plot since this is mainly about gameplay, but as I said, we will be talking a little bit about the plot. But now let's get into Big. I feel like big stages are overhated because like when you don't know the mechanics, it's hard, I'll admit that, but when you get to know like how the fishing works, I was able to complete his story in like 16 minutes tops, so I don't really get the fuss around Big, but either way, we're moving on to SA2. Now, to start this off, the story is so much better in this game. Like, the story is so much better than SA1, in my opinion, because you got Shadow, the Ultimate Lifer, Maria and stuff. It's a lot better than Chaos is when it's just the Echidna tribe, so let's talk a little more about the story of SA2. So, we're gonna start off with Team Hero. So, the hero stories, City Escape, first off, a perfect level. I believe the gameplay's playing in the background as we speak. It's perfect, but then as you move on, the game sort of, like, some stages are good and some stages are bad. My one complaint is there's not as much Sonic stages or / speed stages as there was in SA1. Because, well, I'm actually not sure. Like, I believe people think for SA2, this is a hot take, like Shadow has like all these stages, the same with Sonic. Sonic I kind of see, but Shadow barely has any, like at all. Compared to like characters like Rouge or Eggman in the Dark story. So yeah. Speaking of the other styles of gameplay, I think we should do the jewel hunting first. I mean second, counting this. Man, the jewel hunting in SA2 is definitely something like... The radar really sets it down, along with the levels being bigger. Like, it's unnecessary. That might be because it's one of my least favorite portions of the game, but I'll give them this. If you replay the game, it's a lot easier to find all the jewels and stuff, but like... it's just boring. Alright, now let's get into the mech stages. Now, the mech stages in this one do have more variety than Gamma's, I'll give them that much. But the overall gameplay itself is worse, I would say, kind of, besides from the timer. But it seems like I've been kind of negative towards SA2 because I do love this game. Let's get into one of my favorite features in Sonic history. The Chow Garden. Now, this did appear in SA1, but it was far less complex as SA2. So in SA1, all you could do is raise the Chow, and they can't eat for themselves, so you're really stuck. They'll just dive and feed them in SA1, but in SA2, they can feed themselves, which I thought was cool. And the way it works is, the reason why I think SA2 is better for replayability is there are these hard drives in the game, and you can come back and do that in the Chow Garden, involving your Chow more. And in SA1, you could say there was the animals, but the Chow Garden in that game was just simply not as interesting. So yeah, it really helps you come back to the game and get better at it as of SA1. So, I'll give you this much SA2. Also, the story, as I already touched on, is much better. But my one complaint with both of the games is the cutscenes, because like, no offense to Ryan Drummond, but you know how Sonic sort of has a accent in a way, like a really American one? Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna do an impression, but it's hard to take him serious sometimes. Sometimes he delivers. I don't know if it was mainly in SA1 this happened because of the cutscenes, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's time for the big question: which is the better game? Now, I do see myself flip-flopping sometimes because it depends which one I play the most. But as of now, I would say the better adventure game is Sonic Adventure 3. I wouldn't do you dirty like that. It really depends, like, how you're feeling that day, because the gameplay itself is better in SA1, but the variety and storytelling is better in SA2. In terms of gameplay, SA1, but in terms of story and soundtrack, SA2. So, it's very mixed. I love both of these games, and if you guys want to say what you feel in the comments, go ahead. Anyways, thanks for watching.